All right, and welcome back to another episode of Tarkov TED Talk here with Earlegathlete, and a
Hey Dizzle.
few things to talk about today. A lot going on with like Tarkov TV and the patch and everything that just happened, and then we got the holiday patch coming up. But yeah, with the Halloween event coming out, we've been lucky enough to have the opportunity to play every day that the new tasks were coming out, and we were able to keep up. We were what 2 days behind or something, but
Yeah,
we
yeah. I mean, 2 days technically. If you finish every task that came out, we would have been 2 days behind.
we were able to get into each map before the vaccines were implemented. Like Lighthouse and Shoreline, they quickly became uh, normal maps again. What?
Right.
But it was really, it's kind of surreal when you go to those maps now. It's like you almost expect the zombies there, even though you know that they're not like 100%. But you just got, even though it was just for a week, I got really ingrained with dealing with the zombies.
Yeah. It was definitely something you had to adjust to. So it's weird when you're not doing it now.
Right, so it's like this readjusting back. One
Yeah.
main thing that I've struggled with, I've already died. Uh, Bosses aren't friendly anymore, at least on those maps. So I go to Shoreline to originally thinking I was going to go kill some zombies and have some fun, and then all of a sudden, Sanitar's there, and the boys are there, and PMCs are there, and it's just this real quick shock of like, oh shit, there's no more zombies. It
Yeah,
just
it's definitely strange because we had to change our gear a lot for the zombies. Like run ammo, we don't normally run guns, we don't normally run. So it's weird going in now and, like, trying to remember, like, it's not zombies everywhere, it's kinda normal, like, at
yeah,
least on certain maps.
certain maps, right? What was your thoughts like when we found out? Day one, we're watching Tarkov TV, and the ending happens. Nikita's got the
Right.
sirens going off. He's getting handed a gas mask, and then servers come up right then on the spot. And it's just like, what do you remember? How like what were you feeling going into that, and like going to labs for that first time and running into the zombies? Like it was crazy. I remember I was like
Honestly, when I
genuinely
found
shocked.
out yeah, when I found out it was zombies, like, I was surprised because I thought it was gonna be just from the leaks and from a few things people had said, I thought it was gonna be like a labs gas event with cultists.
Yeah, like a
Um
nighttime labs cultist gas
Yeah.
mask. Yeah.
Yeah, because we seen the gas mask, we seen the night vision, and we just assumed and other people were speculating that's what it was, so
Well, and we're used to Tarkov being not entirely grounded, but pretty grounded in
well, it's
reality for
like
the most part.
they
So like zombies is such a far shot left from what we were.
yeah. Well, because 'cause they've done plenty of Halloween events in the past, and they've never they've either made, like, scavs kinda, uh, not zombie-like, but, like, Halloween themed, or they've made, like, Zerachi, like, a extra, like, weird, like, ghost-like Zerachi. They've never completely overhauled it and, like, just made
Yeah, I
zombies,
mean,
like
they got rid of the raiders on labs. They cleared everything out and implemented just zombies.
yeah,
And the
and
amount of zombies you were. Go ahead.
right. So, it was unexpected just because of that, like, you already have cultists in the game, which are already, like, Halloween themed, you know what I mean? Like, so you
Yeah,
don't
they got
really have
that
to do
spooky
much.
vibe to them, right?
Right? Because if they wanted to, they coulda just made a cultist event with, hundreds of cultists chasing you around, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And that probably would've been a lot easier than doing what they did. So I did not expect zombies, and when I found out, I was surprised and excited. Like, I was, like, just sitting there playing it, I was sitting there thinking, like, Tarkov with zombies.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know how many times you and I
that's
would sit there and just be like, dude, we're playing
yeah,
Tarkov, killing zombies,
yeah,
dude. This is nuts.
yeah, very weird. But good. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every minute of it.
It was a lot of fun, but like you said yesterday, and I think most of us that are finished with the achievement and everything else, it's like kind of ready for it to be over. Even if I wasn't done with the
Yeah,
achievement, I think I've had my fill of trying to run this task or that task, and
yeah,
not being able to do
yeah,
it. You were pretty locked into just doing the event stuff, which is fine. I mean,
exactly.
it is a week out of the year, so it's not
Right.
not like it's anything
Yeah,
too
and
crazy.
I'm not big in, like, zombie, like, horde
Yeah,
shooters,
just
like,
yeah,
I'm not big into COD zombies, I'm not big into, like, Left 4 Dead, I'm not big into any game like that where you just the goal is to go in with a friend and just shoot
kill as
waves
many
and
zombies as you
waves.
can. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm not into that at all, so the fact that, the fact that it was Tarkov is why I was interested in it. But it's like eventually, I'm ready for normal Tarkov. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I had enough of it.
Well,
I
even
don't hate it
even
by any means, but I definitely
it has
wouldn't
a
mind
time
it
and a
if it was
place.
like,
A
well, I
side
wouldn't
mode
mind it if it
optional
was
event thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not one of these people like, nope, get rid of it. I hate it. Like, oh,
Right.
I want normal Tarkov 24/7.
Yeah.
But I definitely had had my I had enough of it. I don't need any more of it right now.
Right.
What about you? What'd you
Yeah, I mean, I was I was pretty shocked at first just because, like I said, Tarkov stays relatively grounded in reality. Obviously, there are the moments that break it, but
right?
to ever have guessed that it would be zombies, it's like the last thing I'd ever consider. You know, it's just so far. Like I said a minute ago, it's just so far left from what Tarkov is. I just don't. I never would have been able to process it without seeing it. I was excited though. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. Um, I am one of those guys that used to like playing like, Call of Duty Zombies, at least back in the day. Not so much in the last few years, but I do like zombies, and I do like just like kind of mindlessly, repetitively shooting stuff. Sometimes, like it just kind of breaks up the normal day to day. It's not like I would go and play that every day for the next 6 months if it was available to be played for that. But I'd probably hop on a weekend on like a Saturday night or something, like go to labs and just see if I can kill more than 146 of them. That's my record. But we did have a lot of good fun with it. It was a really good event. I personally would have liked to have seen more bosses become zombified and like strolling around their
Yeah,
maps. I think that would have been cool. But Zombie Tequila
yeah,
was fun. He had his moments where he was kind of brain dead, but that's all right.
yeah. He did.
Um, it was fun though. It was a good event. I think they put a lot of effort into it. I think it shows. Um, and I think they presented it to us well too. I think they did a whole, just sticking in lines with the Halloween stuff. You know, they were like, let's keep it fun and light. It was introduced well. It was executed well. I enjoyed it, but like you said, I'm ready for regular Tarkov again. It was cool because of the whole I'm playing Tarkov, but I'm killing zombies. And then like scavs being friendly to you and scav bosses being friendly to you in raid while you were, doing all this other shit. You're not having to process or think about or even fucking worry that yes, that Sturman, Sanitar, any of these other guys would, shoot you because you're able to just walk right up to them and chill with them and help them kill zombies and get your free kills or whatever you want to do. But yeah, I think it was a good event. I think it was handled well. I think it was presented well, and I'm excited to see the Christmas stuff. What about, well, mentioning the Christmas stuff? We know we have the second half of the fall weather, and then we know that we'll have the winter weather system coming in as well as the winter weather clothing. I personally can't fucking wait. I loved the snow time. It was one of my favorite things they've done in Tarkov. I'm red green colorblind, so green, red, brown, orange, stuff like that. Those all blend. The current fall weather I can see a little bit easier. I imagine even later it'll be a little bit easier still. But winter weather is just hands down. I like the sounds. I like being able to see things a lot smoother, a lot cleaner. And I think it just looks nice. It's nice to see the maps in a different light. Outside of that, do you have anything you want to add on the weather system?
I mean, I'm curious to see what the late fall is going to look like. Um, I'd like this fall. I just would rather see like,
Or leaves on the ground?
yeah, closer to winter, like, like trees that are completely like bare and like leaves, like you said. It definitely looks good in spots, and I'm I'm surprised that they kind of went as far as they did by changing the way it sounds when you walk. Now that could be maybe that's me imagining that, but I feel like it's a little crunchier sound now.
It
I
sounds
need to go back
crisper.
and yeah, I need to go back and check and see if it's just me or if, it actually is, but because I was worried about that. I was like, "Will they go that far in changing the whole,
Right.
like,
Which
sound
I
system and
mean,
stuff?"
they did for the snow.
They did, yeah, they
And I
did.
imagine late fall, because, we know that's coming. I imagine it'll be more in line with what we were expecting.
Right.
Um, yeah, they really did go into as much of it as possible. you've got like if you're up on a high rock somewhere and you're just looking out over the distance, like you see dead grass, not bright green, colorful, vibrant
Right.
grass, but that's dead grass, and like all this other stuff is just changed in color and so many extra little details. And they didn't stop there. They went in
No.
and added so many features and details to these little all these maps. Woods got, I wouldn't necessarily say a rework, but it got a facelift.
Yeah,
It
Woods got a
looks
facelift.
really good.
Yeah, got a bunch of new stuff done. They redid all the like log piles. They redid like Sniper Rock. They
Yep.
redid that whole fence line. They put like new cars in certain areas. They put uh that 50 cal over by Scav House. They
Yeah, there's a 50
put
gallon scav house now.
yeah, there's just a lot of things that they did that
Sawmill got the you can actually fight Sawmill a lot cleaner now.
yeah, yeah,
They
you
added
have cover.
more cover areas.
What's weird is they didn't even mention any of that. You know what I mean? None
No,
of
they
that was
didn't
even mentioned.
at
They
all.
just did it.
Uh,
And then Labs has a whole new section.
well,
Oh,
before
wait
we
a minute.
go
One
on to
more
that,
thing on
there's the
Woods. Yes,
bunker, the new
a
bunker on
bunker.
Woods. Yeah,
Yeah,
which at the beginning had crazy loot in there. Now it seems relatively just kind of toned down as they usually do, but
yeah,
it's still
yeah,
it's pretty cool to go check out.
yeah. Still decent stuff in there. I'm sure good things can still spawn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um, I found a military flash drive and a few keys in there recently. A bunch
Yeah,
of
you found
pumpkins in the
the
cult circle.
Iba key in there.
It was the USEC 2 key. The Kiba key was at Labs.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was USEC too, but
Yeah,
still decent key.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, now transitioning over to labs.
yeah. A whole new room on Labs.
Yeah,
A
just for
lot
the
of
event, just for the
lore.
task stuff. Like,
Yeah, because it was all like, it went with the missions, it went with the lore, it went with, you had the
Rizzy's
room that we
room
wish they would have opened up with
opened
the
up. Oh
gas in
my god,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They kept like showing
Um,
the quest line. They would have a picture of that, and it's like it's go time. We're going in there.
yeah.
But the event already had so much going on. It's not like the biggest deal that they didn't open a door for us. Plus,
No, no,
there's something back there. There's something back there too. We know that.
right. And all the exploding stuff they put on there to deal with the
Yeah,
hordes of zombies. That's cool.
I wonder if they'll leave that
Um,
in for regular servers. If that's going to be
I'd
a
say
new
they
environmental hazard.
I say they will unless people go crazy and complain, which is possible. You
Very
know what I
possible.
mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
people don't seem to like any kind of explosions in Tarkov. Um,
Seems that way.
yeah. Like I get it. A lot of people want Tarkov to be
A
a
shooter
PvP,
simulator, right?
like yeah, straight skill, no luck. You know what I
Right.
mean? No outside influence, and that's something they would consider cheap. Like, oh yeah, someone shot a barrel and I died. Like
Right.
they shouldn't have won that fight because they
Oh,
didn't
dude had a
kill me.
grenade launcher and was just spamming, that kind of stuff. It's
Right,
like,
right, right.
well, those
So
are
I could see people complaining, and I could see it not staying.
yeah,
I
but
hope
I
it
mean,
does.
I like them trying to stay in line with like this is how these things actually play out in real life to a certain
Yeah,
degree. It's like
right.
there are going to be these
Yeah,
outside factors. There are going to be things that
yeah.
you can't control, and
You're
I think it just
fighting
adds depth to the
in
game.
a laboratory with freaking gas canisters laying all around
Yeah,
it. There's
those
a
should
chance one could
absolutely be
explode.
expected that those would explode.
And it's just like you can use them too to your benefit. You know what I mean? Like you can kill players, you can kill
Yeah, think of the rats that
raiders,
are
you
going to
can
be
kill.
posted up, waiting for somebody to turn the corner, going into black, and just boom, they're dead.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm just overall with the Halloween event this year. I feel like it was a very well done event. I feel like they did really good with it. I think it's probably the biggest event they've ever did as far as like the amount of work they put into it.
Yeah, I mean, well, last
Um,
year's event was pretty big, but even that was like
yeah, it's nowhere near.
relatively simplistic in design.
Yeah, no new areas, no like major change in enemy. Like it was cool, but it was like nothing close to this.
Right, getting away from the event a little bit and more in just like patch stuff. We got some new weapon mods too for the
Yes,
Scar, the G36, and the AUG. We also got a new
yes,
version of the AUG, and we also got a new shotgun.
right.
Uh, out of what was just named, top to bottom, highest to lowest, what are your favorite new additions that they did weapon wise and mod wise? Like, Do you put the new Allgay 3 or the shotgun above the other? Or do you think that the mods for the Scar outweigh all that? Or
I put the Scar so far just because it transforms it so much because the buttstock uh was something that you couldn't change, and now that you can, it gives you the
it,
ability to bring it more in line with other 5.56, not just 5.56, but even the
the seven,
308
yeah,
Scar. Like that's cool. So I feel like the Scar was it really needed that. The AUG was already really good, but I'm not complaining about it getting better. And the G36 was also well needed. Like it needed some
the
stuff.
G36 was so bad.
Yeah.
The gun itself wasn't horrible. It just didn't have enough to draw me
Yeah,
in.
you
When I can
just
build an M4 out or an AK out the way I can, you're gonna
right. We
pretty
tend to
basic
gravitate
G36.
towards weapons that can be heavily modified. So I
Yeah, we
think
definitely do.
all these were great changes.
Yeah,
The automatic shotgun is cool, but I'm just not a shotgun person. Like I definitely used it a lot and it was fun, but it's like the full auto mode on it kind of sucks because it's stuck at 330 RPM, I believe.
right. You're still only
So it's
shooting
like,
so fast.
yeah, yeah, and it cannot, even if you go single fire and you just try to hit
It's
the trigger,
maxed.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it won't go any faster.
Yeah,
Um,
which they I
it's a cool addition.
it is a cool
It is
addition.
cool.
It's a cool
It's a cool
shotgun,
addition. Yeah,
but it's still
I'm
firing the same
always
ammo. It's
yeah, but I'm always
slower
happy
firing than other stuff. But yeah, yeah.
with
Anyways,
new guns.
yeah, absolutely, anytime. Plus, you got the fucking you got the awesome Labs edition polymer
Yeah,
stock for it, which is
right.
cool as shit. That's the first Terra Group Labs weapon mod we have.
Yeah, I believe so.
Um,
But
yeah,
yeah,
I
the
would put
AUG, the
the Scar
G36,
pretty
the Scar.
high. Yeah,
I haven't messed with the G36 or the AUG enough to really know. Like the only thing I really
it.
built out has been the Scar.
I built that G36. I used a red dot, which isn't what I typically do, but it was for the zombie event. And you can build it out so well. There's so many
Right.
mods you can do to that thing now. You can just it's online, or in line with like M4 builds, in my opinion. They just
Yeah.
added so many options with the rails and the butt stocks.
And they changed the whole model of the Scar too. Like the whole model's different. Like the coloring's different now. Like everything. You can look at the
That's
old one and
true.
the new one. It's completely different.
Yeah,
They
it is.
completely overhauled it.
They did that with a few items.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Uh,
flash drive,
yep. Slim Diary.
Slim Diary, there was something else.
There's a few things, but yeah, they
Yeah.
they went through and just I guess I would say tuned up
Yeah.
some of the
Updated the
items.
look.
Yeah, brought them current.
Would you complain if they went in and updated like the GPU, or do you want it to like stick to the old
I
one
think
for nostalgia?
there should be two variants of the GPU.
Like a high end GPU and an older GPU or something?
Yeah, the older GPU sells for about a mil, and then a high end GPU like a 30 series, 20, fuck, even a 1080. Like, you know what I mean? Just something more current could sell higher. I don't know. Or maybe they just need to update the model. I You have to remember, while I do have 3,000 plus hours at this point, I've only played a handful of wipes. So it's like I'm not too tied to those OG custom or the OG
Right.
images of any of it. Like anything they
Right.
have in the game is up susceptible to change, and I don't think I would be too upset unless they just made it look bad.
Right.
But yeah,
I've
I'm
just
not.
I've always wanted
It is an
a living
iconic look.
GPU.
It is a
It
very
is
iconic
iconic.
look.
So I'm
But I
not like
would
they
like to
have to
see an
do it.
updated version.
But yeah, it would be cool to see like 1080 Ti sitting in your
Yeah,
Bitcoin farm.
even the 30
You got
series, like the Founders editions, those things would look awesome in a video game.
yeah. Yeah. Um there's also a lot of other stuff like if we want to move on to like the inventory that they added the
Oh yeah,
ability
absolutely.
to lock your items and also
Pin.
pin things, which is a much needed feature. That's a great addition, something people have been asking for years.
Yeah, being able to lock your stuff is surprisingly more useful than it sounds. You're like, it's your
Right.
stash. You're not doing anything with it. But ask Adam. He's had the problem of selling one of his cases that you definitely don't want to
I
sell.
didn't even sell it. I deleted it.
Deleted it. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was right.
Yeah.
He fell asleep at his desk, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
I fell
Happened
asleep.
to hit the right button combos to delete
Yep.
his case, and it's just
Yep.
everything inside it and the case gone.
I woke up freaking out, like, "Where's my stuff at?" And then finally, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." I was like, "I deleted it."
I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember
it
that.
was
I
really
remember that
sad.
next day. You were just distraught. Yeah. I don't understand where it could have went. Then you finally put it together that you deleted
Yep,
it, and it was
finally
just
figured it out.
heartbreaking after that.
Well, 'cause it was I think it was an items case, and I think it had all kinds of
It
stuff
was
in it,
full
I'm
of
pretty
shit.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
was
yeah, it
loaded.
was full. Yeah, it was full.
Um, so yeah, you can lock your items in your stash. You can pin items in stash. You can
Which is great
interact
for
with your
sorting.
yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Being able to lock all my cases that I have, you know, exactly where I want them in place, and then being able to just auto sort
Yeah,
all the
if
other
you
dumb
have
shit that's loose that I don't care about anyways.
right, if you have your stash set up in a way that you don't wanna change, but you have stuff you're bringing in that you just wanna auto sort, now you can do that without moving the old stuff that you had set up.
Yeah, which is
That's a
very
big change.
convenient. Yeah, absolutely. Um, and then now loading into a raid, say you're playing with, you know, Adam, who is a stickler for like, dude, you said we are going into raid, like let's fucking go. So like now I'm rushing, trying to get my everything together. I got my kit on, but like I didn't get to sell last raid stuff. So he's still rushing me into the raid. While we're loading in, I can, you know, manage my stash to a degree. I can add offers on the flea market, and I can move things around, put stuff in cases. The interactive menu is actually pretty cool. But my
It's
favorite
cool.
aspect of the interactive menu or load screen is being able to click on my buddies and see what they're running and spin
Yeah,
them in circles.
yeah,
Just the stupid
yeah,
extra feature they added.
sounds
It's so fun.
yeah, it sounds like, just meh, but it's actually pretty cool.
It is pretty
Like,
cool.
I,
Hearing
uh
it and then seeing it in practice, two different things.
I haven't used, like, because normally once I click ready, like, there's nothing else for me to do. But it is
Yeah, I'm
cool if you
already ready.
forget to do something or if you had something you wanted done. Now you might not have to back out of the match because you might be able to just go in and do whatever you need to do, while you're in the menu, which is cool. And I think it's part of the mission that they have to make it where you don't have downtime. I think they're gonna try to make it where eventually you have something to do the whole time. So there's no like waiting, waiting, waiting. Because that's been a big complaint is obviously match time sucks and everyone's like, give us something to do while we're matching. So I think eventually I think this is the first step to eventually having like access to at least something the whole
Yeah,
time you're waiting.
yeah, and it's not, you know, the entirety of like all the way up until you're counting down into the load screen, but it is a good portion of it.
Yeah, I think they'll
Um,
get there though. I think they'll figure out a way to do it.
yeah, I think so. I think it's possible. Another cool thing they did was the achievement progression. So, say you want to get the tracksuit from killing Killa, what is it, 100 times?
Yeah.
So you kill him the 100 times, but as Tarkov does, it wipes, and you start the next wipe, and you're pissed off because you don't have your tracksuit that you worked so hard for. Well, now you absolutely will have that tracksuit. You unlock it one time, and it is a permanent unlock throughout your hideout or throughout your. You unlock it one time, and then it is a permanently unlocked throughout your career of Tarkov. Um, there's a few other things like the
Yeah.
cat and
Yeah.
stuff from back in a few events ago. But yeah,
And they completely got rid of the task where you have to kill Killa 50 times to unlock it because now it's just you have to get the achievement of killing him 100 times and it's
and
unlocked.
it's
Because it used to
unlocked.
be, yeah, it used to be you killed him 50 times and then the achievement was a different thing, which was 100. Now they just combined both of those, got rid of the 50. If you kill him 100 times, you get it, and you get it every time you start a new wipe. Like
Yeah,
it's yours
yeah.
permanently. Which is
Um,
cool. I think they're moving on to any unlockable is gonna start becoming permanent.
which makes
They've
sense.
already yeah, they've already made a few, and I think we're just gonna get more and more and more.
Yeah, hopefully. What's something that you would like to see them add in the upcoming patch?
In the New Year's batch,
Yeah,
I would like to see, obviously, the big things that we're having trouble with, which is some of the audio glitches. I would like to see the rain fixed. That's honestly that's a big part for me. I love the atmosphere in Tarkov. I love the going into a raid and having it, pouring down rain and just the sound, the look, all of it. When you're going in a raid now and you're just seeing rain everywhere, but you hear nothing, it takes you out of the whole thing. You know what I
It
mean?
does.
So that's a big thing for me. So I'm really, really hoping they can get that fixed.
Yeah, that's definitely at the top of my want list.
Yeah, same.
I would like to see them fix two bugs that I've noticed that affect us pretty frequently. If we both go to grab an item on the ground, one of
You
us is
mean whenever I
fucked.
drop something that's expensive and you try to steal it from me?
Yeah, I mean, how it happens or how it comes to be is
Yeah,
irrelevant.
yeah,
All the,
that's not important.
just when we both go to grab something on the ground, I think that needs to be fixed. It was never an issue
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, we've had
Um,
that happen a few times this
but
way.
lately, yeah, it's gotten pretty bad, or it is pretty bad. The other thing I would love to see fixed, akin to getting stuck, is when you vault. Say you vault
Yeah.
over like just a thin rail, or even up onto a box or an item or whatever. There's times when you vault, you're just stuck, and you're standing there for a few seconds, and then you're able to move. And that is possibly one of my least favorite features that's happening, or bugs that's happening. Or yeah, it's a feature.
Um,
It's my least
yeah,
favorite bug happening right now.
and the new bug that we've both been experiencing and when our guns
When we
jam,
kid, oh yeah, guns jamming.
yeah,
Uh,
guns jam, we lose the ability to shoot, we lose the ability basically, we just get completely out of sync with the server.
right.
So, hopefully that gets addressed because that's a bad one.
Yeah, being
Um,
especially in the event, being in the event and we jam and then he
right.
jams or we both end up jammed however it is and nobody's killing zombies. They're just not dying. Like and
Yeah,
nothing like
shots
we're
aren't
just yeah.
registering, nothing's
Doors
happening.
aren't unlocking, like shit's wild. It's rough. But yeah.
And then,
That
which I
needs to be
think
fixed.
what you was about to say, I believe, was the loading in to raid and it leaves one player out. Um,
Yeah, I wasn't gonna talk
that's
about what happens when we kiss. I was gonna talk about what happens when we're loading into
oh,
raid. Yeah.
oh my bad.
But no, that is frustrating.
That was
It's like
close.
it was. I thought I was on topic, but just a little off. It's all right
Oh
though.
well, yeah,
We'll touch
close
that
enough.
next week. Yeah. No, that is fucking annoying though. Being ready to go and raid,
Well,
even
because now we have to, you have to say, "Hey, I'm launching in
I'm
game,"
launching in raid.
because
Are you in?
otherwise, yeah, I don't know if you're in. You don't know if I'm in. So it's like it's become a thing that we've had to deal with. Now, I did fix it last night when you and Bill got in the raid without me.
But
I just restarted my game and it put me right back in.
what happened to that raid though? Didn't it like wasn't it? Weren't you in
We
like
thought
desync hell or something? Or
we thought Bill was bugged, but then turns
that's what?
out
Yeah,
he was bugged the whole night, like because he
yeah.
could not finish that task. So
I
I don't
think
know what was
you
up with that.
just can't finish them. I think. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
Which is
It's weird.
weird because the event's supposed to go till the 11th. Like,
Yeah, so he
so I'm
should be
not
able to
sure
get it
what was
done.
up with that. Yeah, like I said, when I tried to do it, I also had issues. It took me forever to get it to pop up. Like I had to get in the there was just a tiny spot where I can get it to register. So I don't know. That was the problem. I'm not sure. But
Fair.
anyways, yeah, those are some of the newer bugs that have crept up on us this wipe, and I just hope they all get addressed.
Yeah, that would be ideal. I don't have too much I want to see like that I don't already think is coming or know for a fact is coming.
Right,
Obviously, like I could sit here and say, "Oh, I want more clothes. I fucking love my clothing. I want more
right.
dialogue options. I fucking love being able to just hold a conversation with a scab or
Well,
a
that's
player
what I
or
was about to
whoever."
say. Is there something that you're hoping to get that they haven't mentioned or talked about?
Honestly, yeah, there's a couple. Okay, so those two things: new clothing, always down for that. Which we know we're getting some winter clothes, so cool. Dialogue options because it gets kind of old being like you, yeah, you, fuck you, like for the hundredth
Right.
time. It's just like give me 5 more to cycle through, please, or 10 even. Like that'd be awesome. But the other one, I'd like to see some new weapon systems, like even older guns brought in. Just off the top, Keltec PLR 16 is a little. I own one, that's why I want one in the game. But it's like a little SMG essentially. It's this short, stubby little thing. It fires two
Right.
two three. Anytime you fire it, it literally like clears your sinuses out. It's pretty cool. It's a super short barrel, awesome little fun gun. Uh, yeah, I think that would be cool to see in game. Just any new guns, even old stuff.
Yeah,
Just more options because, like you said, we do tend to gravitate towards the heavily modifiable weapons. But even
right.
then, we have like top 5 that we run through and always run through.
Well, we already know we're going to be getting some new bullet variations.
That is true.
Considering that they showed that M80A1 bullet. So I would imagine we're going to get some more diversity in our ammunition, and I would hope that we get like just some all new ammunition, like a whole new weapon system, like you said, something that hasn't even been in the game yet.
Yeah, not even
Um,
introduced yet. That would be awesome.
yeah, yeah, that would be cool. Like I
You
would
do
like to
have
see
plenty of
like
things you can cover on that too. There are plenty of
uh,
variations of.
I would
Go ahead.
I I would like to see a new like a new AK variant that fires something besides 545 and 762 by 39. I would like to see like a 308 version of an AK, or
Cool.
possibly a DMR that shoots 76239 even, or you know what I mean, just like we already have the SKS and like it's been in the game for so long. I would like something else to play around with in the 762, but I would like to see also just a new AK that shoots something else besides 556, 545, or 76239.
Right.
I would like to see a 308 AK is what I'm trying to say.
I'd like to see a few more pistol options too. I'd also like more Glocks, more Glock parts. Another option for a new firearm that's not introduced, if it's the box of new ammo type, new gun, the Glock 22. It's a 40 cal. 40
Yeah.
caliber is a devastating round, and it's got some pretty good, options
Yeah,
inside that.
some some new mags for the 45 guns that are already in game. Like I'd like to see a bigger mag for the Vector, a bigger mag for the ump. That would be nice.
Did you
Make
give the ump
45
a
more
bigger
usable.
mag? Yeah, 45 would be awesome. There's some good
And
ammo
also
types.
like even like a Glock 22, which I think is 10 millimeter, I believe.
Glock 22 is
Um
40 cal.
Is it 40 cal?
Yeah,
What's the
I own
10
one.
millimeter Glock?
I think it's
It's the 45, right?
yeah, Glock 45.
Yeah, okay. That would be cool, and just to have a bigger, which I mean they've already been adding bigger pistol rounds lately. So I don't know necessarily. I would just the more the better, you
It's
know what I
the
mean?
Glock
Like
20. It's the Glock
oh
20 is
Glock
10
20.
mil.
Yeah,
Yep.
Glock 20. But anyways, yeah, just the more different ammunitions and the more weapon systems, the happier I am. I know it's difficult for them to make stuff too because
Yeah,
they go all
absolutely.
out when they add something.
Right.
They completely
You
replicate
know,
everything
they could even
from
add
sound
in.
to
That's true. Yeah, they do go
yeah,
very
so it's
hard
not
in the paint.
like other games where they can just copy a file from their last game and just throw a new gun in, you know what I mean? Like they have to
Right.
completely redesign and make everything about it all over the ballistics, the sounds, the models. It's a tough thing for them to throw a weapon in there.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I was just thinking of a few different ammo types. Like even if they added, um, oh my gosh, I just forgot it. It's a British round. It's like something something British. The 303 British.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
That's like
that's a
the
cool ass round. Yeah,
that was used in the
or the
old
300 Win Mags, stuff like that.
trying to think of the old sniper that used the 303. It's in DayZ in some of the modded servers. I can't think of it right now, but yeah. Is there anything else that they did add this recent patch that we need to talk about? I think we talked about most of it, didn't we?
Let me take a quick look at the patch notes. Sure. I know we covered, what was it, 15.5.1, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
No, that was the micro patch to change the ratings. So we've got inventory interaction matching, inventory interaction while matching, achievement rewards, pinning items and stash, weather seasons, map to map travel. We don't have to touch on that. Weapons we touched on. List of fixes, visual display of artifacts of water in factory when using the LSS. Weight display, soft lock when two players interact with a weapon and a container at the same time. Number of geometry and texture issues on location. Inability to use items from containers when using weapon builds. The display of the killer's name on the player's dog tag. Fix the incorrect calculation of the player's weight. Fix the player scavs appearing in random locations. Fix the AI aggression towards the player sitting inside the BTR. So yeah, we're good. So let me ask you guys something.
Question we was wanting to ask you guys was when you people that are subscribed or people that have watched the channel, is there anything that stands out that you really enjoy? Is there something that you don't enjoy? If you could just leave us some feedback on what you would like to see more of and what you don't think we need to even worry about. And also on the live streaming part, we did live stream the update when it came out. We did the Tarkov TV, the patch notes, and then we played some Tarkov. And if anybody wants us to live stream more, maybe we could start live streaming like a day or two of just playing raids. And if you guys want to see that, we could do that. But yeah, just let us know. Like, give us some feedback on what you guys think we should work on, what you think we should keep doing, and what you think we could just get rid of altogether. And I think that would help us out a little.
Yeah, well said. I definitely could not have said that better myself.
Do you want to touch any more on the upcoming update? Just kind of go over what's coming with the New Year's patch. I know we got the launcher coming, the rocket launcher, um, which is going to be a single shot. That way it can't be spammed, but it's more along a defense against the BTR, I guess. A way to actually stop it, which is kind of weird because it's like if you shoot it and someone's in it, do you kill the player? If you shoot it and someone's in it,
Does it
can
just
nobody else get in it? And
Yeah,
does it not travel the map for that
I
raid?
assume
I
it disables the vehicle on the spot. I don't I That's a good question about does it kill somebody inside it though.
I would think it would. I mean, I would imagine it would
Didn't
kill the person inside of it. I would
Nikita
imagine it would
God,
stop the whole progress of like I imagine you couldn't use it for the rest of the map unless they put like a vehicle repair kit in game and you could carry it around and go like repair the BTR. But I think that's a little
that's
far
too
fetched.
Daisy-ish, yeah.
Yeah. But go
Which
ahead.
I
You said
mean,
didn't
Tarkov
Nikita.
zombies. Well, didn't Nikita also say that the RPG was going to be used for some kind of like taking out like walls or something? For it wasn't like he said it would be for oh my god, he said it would be like specific case uses taking out the BTR, and I thought he said like being able to enter like a fortified zone or something like that.
Not that I know of.
Okay,
Last I heard, they were getting rid of you know, breaking the wall down. Like that was in the game. It was supposed to come along with streets, but then when Nice Guy did his interview with Nikita, Nikita said it was scrapped.
gotcha. Okay.
Do you think we're going to get a completely different customs, or do you think it's just going to be touched up? Like, because we're supposed to get the
Oh
rework
yeah,
also.
there is a customs rework. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a little more than what we got with factory, but I think it'll overall like the premise and the idea of customs will still be customs. But I do think like I wouldn't be surprised if Dorns got updated
Yeah,
pretty heavily. I wouldn't be surprised to see that whole
yeah,
interior fenced in area between the gas stations, construction, fortress, train depot, old gas. Like I could see
old gas, all that through there.
a
Yeah,
pretty hardcore facelift. Actually, that makes me kind of want to dive down a rabbit hole a
yeah.
little bit. What do you expect the biggest change to customs to be?
Well, here's what I believe. I believe it's going to be mostly a facelift, just because Nikita said it's in line with the factory rework, and factory got not only a facelift, it got a bunch of new areas. So I'm guessing we're going to see that. I'm guessing we're going to see maybe some new underground areas on customs, maybe some new paths that you can take to travel around the map. Because right now you know you have that split in the map where it's like you either have to go left side or right side. Like everybody funnels through both, you know, those ways. There's no other way. There's no middle of the map to go through. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they opened it up and give us some other areas to or other paths to travel the map from side to side.
Yeah, I could even see him adding. I mean, they went pretty hardcore with the factory
They did.
rework.
They
I
did.
could see him adding in just a new POI entirely.
Factory went from a underground layer, a base layer, and a upstairs layer to like a 6th floor
Yeah,
layer
it's
now.
wild. There's so many.
So like it's way yeah, it's way
It's way more complex.
more to it. There's way more to the update than what most people know because if you just spawn in ground, you know, the ground floor and you run around, it just looks like the same factory. but there's so much stuff when you go upstairs or
Yeah, I
outside,
mean,
or
there's
you know what I
all
mean?
the rafters are connected now. There is an entire like 3-story building essentially that's chunked in on the over by
Yeah,
gate 1, I believe. Uh,
yeah.
like they added a lot, and then there's just 3
Underground got a
different
bunch of
exterior
love.
spots. Yeah, underground has whole new areas to it as well. There's
Yeah,
that little
yeah,
building that would set on the there's gate 3 over on the far right, and as you work back towards the opposite side where you spawn, there's that little building right before you go downstairs. Like that's
right.
an access to go into the underground now. You can use that and go in. Like they connected a lot of areas. They added new areas. They've put so much into it. It's really cool.
So I think customs is going to get pretty much the same treatment. So that's kind of exciting because like I said, just from the looks of it, don't look like a lot, but in reality, it was a lot of stuff changed. All the models of most things was changed. So I think customs is going to be pretty awesome.
If they expand customs, which direction do you think they'll go?
I think they're going to go out. Okay, when you come from
Yeah,
Big Red and you're going down by the land bridge, and you're right there by the extract.
yeah. RUAF.
Yeah, and you know where the wall is right beside Crack House. I think all that's going to get opened up. Basically, I think the right side of Crack House is going to, because there's already like some stuff there you can see.
There is, yeah.
Um, yeah, so if they open that up, it's going to widen out the map a lot on that side.
And
But
that's like almost like another not factory the map, but like a factory work type area, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
What I
yeah.
thought, yeah, like some kind of industrial type plant area.
And they may even open it up to where you can walk right up to the actual map factory if you go back by old gas there, like where the gates are.
That's true. They could, yeah.
Because yeah, factory's sitting right back there, so technically
And
you
there's just
might
some
be able
trees
I
and
mean,
stuff in between them there. Yeah,
yeah,
that would be kind of cool. I'd like
they
to
could
see them
do a
open
lot
both
with it.
those spots up. Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for it.
Now, every time I start thinking about like map reworks and things like that, I just start like I like to go get a look at the map and see where they could expand from. But then I noticed the other day that BSG's map is completely different from what we see when we look
Right.
at like the Tarkov map. But I did notice that there's still a few things that kind of fall in line with each other on both. Like it looks like there's like definitely some pretty large areas for new maps. Is that something that's going to happen to? Like, are there new maps planned later down the road?
I believe what is happening is because originally, they had a 3 or 4 other maps planned that now are scrapped.
Yeah, like
I think
town
what they're
scrapped, private sector.
yeah,
I can't remember the other one.
I I think what they're doing is adding those into already available
Existing
maps.
maps. Yeah,
Yeah, because
like
they had
streets
already worked on
expansions, all that kind
right.
of stuff.
Like
We do
terminal's
need
gonna
a
be
town type. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, terminal's gonna be basically in shoreline. I wouldn't be surprised if town is added onto woods because woods is getting another expansion. We've seen pictures of it. Now they could have scrapped it, but a while back there were some pictures that Nikita dropped on Twitter that showed woods with like a bunch of new stuff. Now they've been adding little things here and there, but this was like a major like new area. Like so that's still possible. And like we seen that path from woods to lighthouse the other day.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was
out
there
there behind
even.
Scav House,
Yeah. So maybe between
something in
woods,
between. Yeah,
shoreline, and lighthouse, there's a way that all of them could have like
a map they connect to,
yeah, yeah,
or at
like
least some
since
kind of
they're
middle touching point, like a Y in the
right,
road. Or
right.
I would like to see a town type area though. I would like to see more akin to streets, but single story houses, 2-story houses, a
Right.
lot of just housing development stuff, larger areas,
Kind of more
parks and
like
things. Kind
well,
of
see, suburbs was planned too at one point. So
yeah,
that
like a
could be
suburban
added
area,
that could be added to like
streets.
well, streets is definitely getting more expansion. So yeah, that's very possible.
Do we know anything about Terminal yet? Like, do we have any information, or have we seen any
Yes.
screenshots? Or
Yes. They've shown in the Tarkov 1.0 um the 1.0 video they dropped right before this not this last patch but the patch before right before wipe they showed a
yeah,
1.0 Tarkov and it showed the terminal wall falling down on top of a PMC like he was trying to get out of the way so that tells me eventually that wall that's up around terminal right now on shoreline, you can walk right up to it and see it.
Yeah.
A crane falls and busts that wall open. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be some kind of event, and it's going to open up terminal. Um, my That's the only time I've really seen any information on it. But if you watch that video, you can see like that happening. You can see the crane fall over, the wall get knocked down, and you can see there's terminal right there. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, like they've talked about it a lot. Like it was going to be basically kind of like Lighthouse is for Bears. Terminal's going to be for USEX. Like it's going to have the Russian faction that's like branched off, like the Russian rogues,
Yeah.
and they're not going to welcome like USEX.
So I'll be
But
welcome there. That's awesome.
here's the other thing Nikita has said, which always kind of confused me. He said that Terminal is going to be a story map. That's like the ending location. Like that's how you escape Tarkov is you get the terminal. So he said it was kind of like a story driven map. So I don't know if it's for single player only. I don't think it is, but
No,
I
I'd say
don't
it's
know.
just it's like unlocking Lightkeeper. Excuse me, sorry. It's like unlocking Lightkeeper. I, my assumption, anyways. It's similar to how you unlock Lightkeeper and gain access over there. It's probably like that. It's not a map you'll be able to just go to per se.
Yeah, it's not going to be huge. Well, it used to be on there, like it was a selectable map, and it still is.
That is true. It is on the location
Yeah,
map. So yeah, what could he possibly mean then?
I'm not sure, but it's always weird when he translates Russian to
That's
English. Like
true
there's
too.
always
Yeah, there's some
things that
errors
get,
and things. Yeah,
yeah,
lost in translation.
right. Like
I would say it's a
blue.
map, probably like custom size ish, maybe more like lighthouse size ish. I don't know.
I would say it's even smaller than you can see the whole thing from shoreline. It's pretty small.
Really,
It's like probably the size of factory, maybe times two.
like a lab situation.
Yeah, except an outside version
It's
with
interesting.
buildings.
And I mean, yeah, from what we see in the raid movie, when they go to terminal, it does look pretty small. A few lanes
Right.
on the outside, a building in the middle, and
Well,
like
and like I
a
said,
crew
if you go
section
to
at the
shoreline,
port.
you go to shoreline right now and just go to the coast and look at, you can see the whole thing. Like it's there. It's already in the game. Like you can see it. So it's not big.
If you guys enjoy these Tarkov talks, make sure to comment down below. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. If you have any questions or anything like that, we will definitely respond to you. And we'll catch you Monday.
Peace out.